Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming back. And this is Hipster Flow. This morning, we are going to do a pretty gentle, more restorative practice. So make sure you have a blanket, some type of pillow or bolster, maybe your two blocks. Blocks are like the best prop ever. So if you don't have some, you know, it's Christmas time, you might want to ask for that. Probably not in your stocking, but, and then let's get a strap today too. So we're actually going to start in supported bridge, but we're going to do something different today. So go ahead and start looping your strap. If you don't have your strap looped, I want you to go ahead and create this loop. We're actually going to bind the legs together this morning. So you can start to prepare. When you loop your strap, make sure that when you're done, you can pull on both ends, opposite sides of the buckle, and the strap doesn't move. Okay. So then lay down on your backs. You're going to take your two blocks side by side in this second level. So we got first level, second level, third level. You're going to go second level block, smash them together. Ooh, and that feels good this morning. And then place the strap over the legs. And you're going to bind the legs together. Okay, so kind of mid-thigh. Not so tight that your circulation is no longer moving. That would be bad. But tight enough that the legs are not going to flop side to side. All right, and so we have a nice bind and support, more importantly, for the body, so that the body can do more resting and restoring. Right? The idea behind restorative yoga is that the body is so supported that it can rest and heal. Right? Sometimes we need this physical healing, right? Whether that is an injury that we had, or it's just that we're maybe overly tired, our nervous system's overly elevated, or maybe the props are supporting the energetic body. We need to restore our energy. Maybe the props are wrapping around us like the feeling, the sensation of being held, right? And that can be really helpful for our mental support, especially right now when there's not a lot of hugging going on. Right? My favorite thing to say is that, well, maybe not my favorite thing, but one of my favorite things is that you need 4 hugs a day just to survive. So human beings need to be held, need to be touched, need to connect in that physical way. Right? So if you're not getting your 4 hugs, right, and you're resting here in these restorative postures today, then imagine, it's not the same, but just imagine arms of your best friend, maybe your mom or your dad, your siblings, wrapping around you in a big hug. So we'll get to those hugging postures a little bit later. Here, feel supported in this legs up the imaginary wall, the pretty Karani, supported by the block, supported by the strap. I am supported. I'm going to stay here for 5 more breaths. And start to bend your knees. Just stay here with the knees bent. Right, still feet elevated off the ground. Now bring the knees in closer to the belly. You might feel a little pressure point in the back of the pelvis, right? Really the top of the pelvis. As long as that is not too sharp of a sensation, right? No shooting pain, you can stay there for maybe 3 more breaths. And release the feet to the ground as you take the strap off the body. So just pause here then in your supported bridge. The legs on the ground, shoulders, feet on the ground, shoulders on the ground. Hips stay lifted on this block. And you're going to start to extend the left leg and pull the right knee in toward your chest. So pull the right knee in, keep the left leg extended. And breathe here. And then bend the left knee, place the left foot on the floor, release the right foot, place the right foot on the floor. Pull the left knee in toward your chest. And you can stay here or you can start to extend the right foot. Right? So see if you can keep the right heel on the ground as the leg gets straighter. Right? It might get harder. You might have to lift the heel. Right? But see if you can keep the heel connected. Bend the right knee, place the foot on the floor, place the left foot on the floor. And then just pause here again in your supported bridge. And take 1 more breath in. Release the hips from the block. Good. Hips on the ground. Now, taking your loop, Right, so make sure you have the looped end of the strap. Right, you might want to make the loop a little bit bigger. Pull your knees in towards your chest and place the strap over the arch of both feet. Like you're in a forward fold position, right? And then hold onto the ends of the strap. You might want to then tighten the strap so that the arms are straight. Legs are straight, arms are straight, back is on the ground. Feet are side by side. Right? It's really kind of easy to fold the feet together. I want you to have them side by side, almost pressing out into the sides of the strap. Feel the sensation in the back of the legs. And we're going to breathe here for about 8 breaths, letting the hamstrings release. Two more breaths, just letting the backs of the legs open slowly. And start to bring the knees in. Release the feet to the ground. Just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Just feeling this little rocking motion sensation in the back of the rib cage, pelvis, waist. And you're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh in this figure 4 position. And just wiggle the right knee back and forth. It's kind of feeling that motion in the ball and socket joint of the hip, right? And how much can you relax that movement? So it is more of a rocking and not as much of like control, right? You know how when you're rocking, you're not necessarily in control. It's just like letting that swing, right? That rocking, swinging motion. For 3, 2, and 1. Just pause, stop here. Pull the knees in, and now you're going to loop the strap. Right, you might need to make that loop a little bigger. That was more of a reach than I thought. Right, so you're going to loop the strap over the arch of the left foot, the foot that is crossed, right? The foot that is crossed, well, the leg that is crossed over. Anyway, all right, so you can maybe look at me because I'm not describing it very well. So arch of the left foot, but then pulling it tight enough that you can kind of press the foot straight up and down. And then the opposite end of the loop is over the thigh, right? So the foot then stays in this flex position. And there's some tension there, right? So you can feel having this active foot, flexed foot, dorsiflexed foot, then there's more sensation in the outer right hip. So we just hold this. You can hold on to kind of the tail end of the strap with the left hand, but keep the shoulders connected to the earth. And again, we're creating support for the body, right? Support for the body. Release the left foot to the ground. Right? You can keep the left foot bound, right? And then you're going to push into the left foot, shift the hips to the right, and twist to the left. Sole of the right foot will rest on the ground. Left knee will point up toward the ceiling. Rock the body back to center. Unstack the right leg. Take the strap off the left leg. And then just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Maybe you notice you're getting a little more movement in the hips now. Good. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And then we have this butterfly rocking wing motion. For 3, 2, and 1. Okay. And then once again, lift the right leg up off the mat. Place the strap over the arch of the right foot and over the thigh of the right leg. And then you can hold on to the tail and pulling that whole shape in toward the body. And you feel this in the outer left hip. With the tension of the strap, the support of the strap, right? Maybe this feels a little more active, a little more awake. So settle into this space and then real easy breath. release the right foot down to the ground. Twist to the right. Left foot rest on the ground, left knee up toward the ceiling. Roll the shape back up to center. Unwind the legs, release the strap. Windshield wiper the knees, side to side. And then roll all the way to one side, pressing yourself up. You'll find your bolster, right, or your pillow. We're going to set up for a supported cobra pose. So I'm rolling my blanket really just so my ankles are a little more comfortable as I come back or as I lay down on my belly. You're going to create this little angle, right, with the bolster and the block. And then you're going to lay so that the top of the pelvis, my blanket isn't far enough back. Right, so the top of the pelvis is resting right there, the bottom of the bolster. You can turn your head to your side, rest your arms on the ground. It's like the earth and the bolster are giving you a hug, right? So this is your hugging in posture, right? Hugging into the earth, hugging into the bolster, hugging into the support, right? So you know those hugs, like your best friend, your sister, and your parents, where you know you really need that support and you're not quite sure how to ask for it, but they just ask if you need a hug and you're like, yes, I need a hug, and you immediately feel, right, the release of whatever tension you're holding, and you lean into it, and it's almost like for just a moment your hearts melt together. You can really feel that love and support of whoever it is that is holding you. Right, so visualize that here, especially if you're in a time where you could really use a hug. Right? So lean into the support of the props, the support of the earth, and as you lean into this space, feel the support of the world, as if your hearts, for just this moment, are melting together. Hearts holding each other. Very slowly, this little movement as possible. Turn your head the other way. I'm going to slowly kind of wiggle the block out from underneath the bolster. Bring your hands to the ground and kick the blanket out of the way. As you sit your hips back, pull the bolster underneath the body and then settle into this folded child's pose. You can once again visualize the props holding you, hugging you, the earth holding you, hugging you, hearts meeting, right? Wrapping around each other, heart to heart, in support and love and kindness. Very slowly, easily turn the head the opposite way. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly start to press yourself up. You're going to turn your bolster, your pillow sideways on the mat. Find that support underneath the ankles that you had, perhaps. You're going to place this bolster over the pelvis and then drape the body toward the floor. You can turn the head to the side, arms and cactus, or if you'd rather have the forehead straight down, neck in alignment with the spine, You can rest the forehead straight down with the hands one on top of each other. And visualize the earth, the props rising up to meet you. And that gentle sensation of being held. Being held, being hugged, being supported. Let yourself drop into that support. With each exhale, let go of more tension. Drop the tension into the support. And let yourself be held. With as little movement as possible. If you have the head turned in one direction, very slowly turn it the opposite way. And bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up and back slowly. You just pause on your knees. Take your blanket and fold it. And so that you can create this lifted bolster, ankle bolster. Grab your blocks. Set up for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. You can also do this flat on your back. You don't have to have the angle. I just like to have this extra elevation that gives space to open up the arms to the side. Now here with your heart lifted toward the sky, arms wide open, ready to embrace the day, embrace whatever comes in your direction today. Ready to embrace and support a friend, a family member, a stranger, heart to heart, even if we cannot physically touch in this moment. We can still connect heart to heart in a heart embrace. And so you're resting here in this final posture. Can you send a heart embrace to someone that you know is maybe struggling today? Visualize your heart reaching out to their heart and connecting, supporting, giving love and kindness. And start to sense the support that you receive by supporting another heart to heart. Feel the movement in your body as you breathe. And start to create movement in your hands, your fingers, your toes, drawing the knees together, feet on the ground. Push your blocks off to the side and slowly roll to one side. Pressing up to a comfortable seat as you are ready. Reach your arms above your head. Join your palms together and exhale your hands to your heart. And bow your head in gratitude for this practice, this moment, this support, this life. Let's seal our practice with the vibration of one Om. Take a breath in. Thumbs to your forehead, honoring the light and wisdom within yourself and each other. Namaste.